we talked a little bit about being a kid. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Or yesterday. We talked about if you could go back and do one thing as a kid, what would it be? And I know a few people, myself included, had said I would get a gigantic bowl of cereal, like a mixing-size bowl of cereal, and sit 2 feet from the TV and watch cartoons.
Oh, those were the
Saturday
days.
morning.
Those were the days.
Which leads me today, what is your Mount Rushmore of Saturday morning cartoons? That's 4, because there are 4 heads.
Yeah.
That is 4,
Yeah.
right? Okay, good.
Dude, this was a tough homework assignment.
So yeah, what's the Mount Rushmore of Saturday morning cartoons?
That was hard. It was hard to pick 4. I mean, a couple were easy, but to pick just 4.
And we as a collective show are arguing over the fact that it must have started as Saturday morning cartoons. And I say this because I liked Animaniacs. Animaniacs was not a Saturday morning cartoon.
Never was, huh?
It was an after-school cartoon. Or maybe a morning before school cartoon.
There were some afternoon ones that started Saturday morning and
Correct.
were so popular they put them on in the afternoon.
Correct. But some of those were basically just afternoon drive cartoons.
I mean, as far as you guys listening goes, if it's a cartoon, we don't care. We're not going to be...
Yes, we do.
Okay, well, Lewis is the purist over here.
Don't taint the cartoon game. Do not taint Mount Rushmore with your weekday after-school cartoons.
Well, I got one on here, and I was trying to remember, did this start on Saturday morning? I'm sure it did. But
Don't mess with Lewis and his taint, all right?
Right. Keep my taint out of it. I just pulled up my pants.
I don't want anything to do with Lewis's taint.
Okay. Let's keep it that way. Anyway.
All right, so are we going to name our Mount Rushmores?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got yours?
I always go first. I want to let you guys go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I don't care. Okay. So I've always said Bugs Bunny is the greatest cartoon character
Absolutely.
in the history of mankind.
Agreed.
So Bugs, and I guess you'd say Looney Tunes, because he's part of Looney. Merry
that's the
Melodies.
brand.
Yeah,
that's
it's all,
the brand.
That is number one for me, and nothing else is even close.
I agree.
I've got Scooby-Doo on the list.
Aww.
Legendary. Loved Scooby-Doo. And then I've got Transformers and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
So that's my Mount Rushmore.
That's your Mount Rushmore. Kelly, what do you got?
Well, I absolutely agree about Bugs Bunny, number 1 on the list. I was trying to decide between Scooby-Doo and Popeye, but since you chose Scooby-Doo, I'll choose Popeye.
Well,
I
you
loved
can
Popeye.
have one of
well,
mine.
because I have other 2 that I really want on the list. I'm going to choose Popeye as my tiebreaker there. We loved the Pink Panther when I was
my
growing
gosh.
up. Loved Pink Panther, so I choose Pink Panther. And this is one you guys might not have thought of, but we absolutely adored Schoolhouse Rock. I choose Schoolhouse Rock as one of my favorite cartoons. They were like those little
Great.
3-minute
Yes.
musical numbers that they put on Saturday mornings between cartoons.
Is that the conjunction?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
A noun is a person, place, or thing. Love Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh,
That is
wait a minute.
absolutely my Mount Rushmore.
They used to show those at my school.
Yeah, okay.
Like I saw, because I'm just a bill.
Yes, on
Yeah.
Capitol Hill.
On
Yeah,
Capitol
that's
Hill.
it. Loved that.
Oh,
It's
those were great.
definitely on the Mount Rushmore
Kelly, I
for
have
me.
to tell you, Pink Panther was, okay, so the person that got me into cartoons was my grandfather.
Okay.
And this was absolutely his favorite
I loved
cartoon
Pink Panther.
ever. It was
Loved
great.
it.
He was, the attitude he had
Yeah.
was so great.
Yep. How about you, Lewis?
Man, you guys took a couple that I should have put, but I'm going to age myself with all these cartoons, and
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
everybody will. That's the beauty
Yeah,
of
it's fine.
cartoons. They
And-
change as they.
And by now, everybody knows that I am a comic book geek. So I will start with Spider-Man from '94, the
Okay.
animated series, which
Yeah.
is arguably probably one of the best adaptions of that character ever. And then I could not do Spider-Man without X-Men, which is about to get a sequel continuation on Disney Plus sooner than later of the animated series. But I grew up an X-Men kid, so
Right.
that's it. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
All right.
Because as I remember as a kid, that was the one cartoon that we could agree on watching because we were only allowed, we didn't have TVs in our rooms. Or no, we did have TVs in our rooms, but the reception wasn't good because we weren't allowed to have cable in our rooms. So we had the antenna reception.
I gotcha.
So the picture was better on cable. So if we were watching the living room TV, Alvin and the Chipmunks was the one cartoon that we could agree on. Plus, Alvin was a little He reminded me a lot of me.
Yeah, I believe that. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Did he have a comic book theft ring, too?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, Alvin had a lot going on, so it's safe to say that he might very well have. And my creme de la creme, this would be, I guess, my George Washington on my Mount Rushmore. Mm-hmm. Batman, the animated series.
Okay. None of that surprised me.
None?
Although I understand the Alvin. I didn't expect you to say Alvin and the Chipmunks, but I get it. That makes perfect sense. So.
Oh, we're getting tons on text, you guys, right now.
Keep them coming. We got to get to a break. Do we have this on the Facebook page?
It is going on the Facebook page.
All right.
Please text us at 99700 as well.
It's a duck blur.
I was about to go off. About to drop the beat and do my acapellas.
Go ahead. We'll listen.
That's okay. Good morning. It's 7:41 on the Morning Blitz. Lewis, Thickrick, Kelly Quinn talking about what matters this morning. Your Mount Rushmore of cartoons. Saturday morning cartoons, to be exact. We're having fun with this, aren't we?
Oh, it's a blast. We've had so many people text into and get involved on our Facebook wall.
I mean, it's insane. We have tons and tons. People passionate about their cartoons, man. I love it.
You know why? Because they're not on anymore. You wake up on Saturday morning now at 7 in the morning. Worst possible time of the week you could be awake. You know why?
Terrible
there
television.
Ain't jack-ish going on. Like, at all. Right? Like, it is miserable. And you're like, try to go, you like get a bowl of cereal, like, I just want to go to sleep, but I can't fall back asleep, and I'm stuck awake at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
Fortunately, we can get cartoons everywhere now, so.
I know.
What are the kids watching on Saturday mornings right now?
Their phones and their video
TikTok?
games. Yeah,
Is
TikTok and video games.
Okay, I know
guarantee it.
Miss Rachel, like the kids are watching Miss
Oh,
Rachel.
you're talking about little kids.
What little kids out there
Oh,
watching?
yeah. I
what
mean,
are they watching?
that's my-
Bluey. My
Bluey,
little
yeah.
great niece loves Bluey so much, so I definitely know they're watching Bluey.
To recap really quickly, we were kind of coming off of our topic yesterday about what would you would still do that you did as a kid if you could. Saturday morning cartoons, watching those came up. Several people mentioned it. So we put together our Mount Rushmore of Saturday morning cartoons. To recap, Kelly, yours were...
Bugs Bunny, Pink Panther, Popeye, and Schoolhouse Rock.
Rick?
Bugs Bunny, Scooby-Doo, Transformers, and He-Man.
I had Spider-Man, X-Men, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and Batman the Animated Series, but we want to hear from Blitz Nation. And there's some good ones,
Oh
my
my gosh.
Lord.
Crystal's mad that you cut off the DuckTales song because she was really getting into it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I swear I think Nothing More does a remix of DuckTales. Well, if not, they should.
All right, we got a text in from someone who says He-Man, Thundercats, Transformers, and X-Men.
Okay.
All right. Love
So,
it. Love
that's
all
good.
those.
Those all match.
It's hard. It is hard to pick just 4.
James on our Facebook wall said Transformers, He-Man, Thundercats, and the real Ghostbusters. There were 2 Ghostbusters. There was the real Ghostbusters, and then there was the lame knockoff, not really the Ghostbusters.
Okay. Michael Householder just reminded us of Hong Kong Phooey. He loved Hong Kong
my
Phooey.
gosh.
That's a good one.
That is hilarious. Oh, and then that, you know what that one reminds me of?
What?
Captain Caveman.
Captain
Caveman!
Dragging chicks around by their hair.
The good old days.
Eric says, I'm with Lewis with Spider-Man and X-Men, then I'll add Gargoyles and Captain Planet.
Oh, Gargoyles was
Captain
badass.
Planet. Captain Planet. Oh, my God.
Dude, the Saturday Night Live skit with Don Cheadle as Captain Planet is epic.
Captain Planet. That's hilarious. What would you pick? Land, air, sea, or...
Little known secret, Tom Cruise voiced Captain Planet in the first ever episode of Captain Planet.
Is that right?
How about that?
There's some...
Laura
I carry useless now. I mean, useless knowledge.
Laura Williams says she loves Scooby-Doo, Roadrunner, Grape Ape, and Snugglepuss. And then her husband, Mike, says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Voltron, and Thundercats.
Man, Voltron was great. I loved Voltron, and that if we would add 5, that's probably what I would have added.
If you could talk to the creators of Scooby-Doo, what questions would you ask them? I have 3.
Okay.
Clear up the fact that Shaggy was always smoking a fatty in the back of the Mystery Machine. There was always smoke coming out of the back of the Mystery Machine.
There was?
Oh, absolutely.
So what's your question?
Was Shaggy always blazing up in the back of the
obvious.
Okay.
I mean, dude made
My
friggin' giant sandwiches all the time. And
My
Scooby
second
snacks,
question-
and they were both doing it.
My second question, Velma, is she playing for the other team?
All right.
Followed up with my third question.
I would say yes.
If Velma's not playing for the other team, is Fred just hooking up with Daphne, or is Fred getting the best of both worlds while Shaggy and Scooby are off doing whatever they're doing?
Getting high and eating.
That's what I'm asking.
That one I don't know the answer to.
All right, Terry says Inspector Gadget and the Smurfs. Inspector Gadget reminds me of my niece and nephew. Oh my gosh, what a great theme song. Da-na-na-na-na, Inspector Gadget, da-na-na-na-na-na, hoo-hoo, there.
What was his niece's name?
No idea.
Oh, I love this song. Inspector Gadget.
Chris says Jabberjaw, Scooby-Doo,
Jabberjaw,
Super Friends, Thundar the Barbarian.
Yeah, I remember those. But Jabberjaw, that's hilarious.
And Space Ghost. I never saw Space Ghost, the cartoon, on Saturday mornings, but do you guys remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast on Cartoon Network?
No.
That was awesome.
Anne says she wants to give an honorary mention to Courage the Cowardly Dog. I remember that one.
I don't remember that.
Let's see. We've got Rose said Kablam. That's what she remembers watching. Kablam, especially Prometheus and Bob.
All right.
Anthony says Gadget's niece is Penny. Thank you, Anthony. Nathan says, Hey Arnold, Doug,
Hey Arnold,
Cat Dog, and Angry Beavers.
Cat Dog.
Angry
My kids
Beavers.
love Cat Dog.
Yeah.
There's so many different directions I could go with Angry Beavers, but we're talking about Saturday morning cartoons, and I won't take it.
Well, you already ruined Scooby-Doo for all of us, so...
Come on, like everybody doesn't have those questions.
I never thought about Shaggy or Velma.
He's hungry all the time. He's laid back as all hell, and there's always smoke coming out of the back of the Mystery Machine, even when it's not running.
See, can't somebody like Velma and myself go around with glasses and a short haircut and you not question what we're doing?
Jinkies, Kelly.
Who cares? Jankies, who cares?
Carrie from Delaware said the Super Friends was appointment television on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
Yep. I remember Super Friends.
Okay, Joanne said she liked watching Land of the Lost, although that really wasn't a cartoon.
Yeah, that was
with the
that live
Sleestacks,
action?
and that was live action. But
thought?
I'm with you, Joanne. I loved that too.
But it was on Saturday mornings.
on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely
sir.
was on Saturday mornings.
Power Rangers was not a cartoon either, but it also was on Saturday mornings.
Like the Banana Splits and HR Puff and stuff, and all live action.
HR Puff and stuff.
Yeah.
Buxton on our Facebook wall says Looney Tunes, Dennis the Menace, the Jetsons, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Oh, I love the Jetsons. That was so good. Jane!
All right, Jeff Smith said Tom and Jerry, Captain Planet, Johnny Quest
Oh, Johnny
on the
Quest.
list there, and Scooby-Doo.
Tom and Jerry. I always remember the one where Tom was infatuated with the, or was it, maybe it was Pepe Le Pew. One of them was infatuated with the girl cat, and I always remember, like, he was outside of her window, and he had, like, a big bass. Is you is, or is you ain't, my baby.
Pepe used to chase the girl because it was a cat, and then
It
would always
through
get
the
the white stripe
yeah.
down the back, and then
And
he thought it
a
was
skunk.
yeah. and
I
he-
don't know if you read Courtney's Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Johnny Bravo, and Doug.
Dragon Ball Z
Sailor
was
Moon,
great.
that was the three, like, chicks with superpowers, right?
That's Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what Sailor Moon is. I've heard of it. I just don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh, Josh brought up Fat Albert. I forgot all about that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, back before... was Cosby drugging chicks back then during the Fat Albert days?
Brandon mentioned South Park and SpongeBob, but those weren't Saturday morning cartoons, were they? Maybe SpongeBob.
Somebody brought up Ren and Stimpy. I don't think Ren and Stimpy was a Saturday morning cartoon either.
Oh
as good
my
as Ren and
gosh.
Stimpy was, I feel like that was like on a Nick at Night type deal.
Okay. We'll still take it.
Kevin said Godzilla, Super Globetrotters, Hong Kong Phooey, and Transformers.
Hong Kong Phooey still cracks me up.
Real Monsters. Ryan sent that in. Do you remember that one? I
do
don't
not.
remember it. And Rugrats and the Flintstones and Johnny
Rugrats.
Quest. Yeah.
Absolutely remember Rugrats.
Let's see.
I guess Roadrunner fell under Looney Tunes.
Andrew said SWAT Cats, Scooby,
Right, yeah.
Batman, and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Another one for I don't remember Courage.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I don't remember that one.
Remember Cat Dog?
I keep looking to see if Yeah, I definitely remember Cat Dog. I still keep looking. I haven't seen anybody mention Speed Racer.
My recollection of Speed Racer was in the afternoon, and I remember hating that show. But my neighbor, Nicky Karova, he loved it.
Yeah.
And so we used to call him Speedy because he liked Speed Racer.
And then you didn't remember Speed Buggy.
No.
The little buggy, it was red and it talked, it had a mouth.
I don't remember
it was always
Speed
the way it sounded all the time.
Don't remember that one.
No,
Speed Buggy.
that's a good soundiculous, though.
I could definitely make Speed Buggy sound.
Jabberjaw. Do you remember
Jabberjaw was great.
Jabberjaw?
Yeah. Yep.
And we've gotten Hong Kong Phooey.
Brandy said Pinky in the Brain. I remember Pinky in the Brain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, fun memories there,
you guys, this is so fun.
Thanks.
Keep sending them in. We'll love to read all your
99,700.
favorites.